Good morning, students. Today we will begin with the new chapter, that is 13, and the title of the chapter is The Road Not Taken. It is written by Robert Frost. The full name of Robert Frost is Robert Lee Frost. He was born in year 1874 and died in year 1963. Please go through yourself what is written about the poet. Before starting the chapter, few things I'll tell you about before starting the poem, few things I'll tell you about the poem. See, The Road Not Taken is the title of the poem. As you can see, it is written here, and it is by reading the title we can easily understand that, or it is a crystal clear that here the poet is talking about the road which is not being selected or opted by him. A poet is expressing his feeling towards the road which he took as well as which was left. Here the poem is related to our life. Means in the life we have to make decision among several things, and our decision decides our future. Okay, the most important message is in this through this poem is given to an individual, or is given to us, is that this poet, the Robert Lee Frost, wants to give is that the choice that we make has consequences on our future. And see, if we make a if we decide something wrong, only we can regret. We cannot go back and change anything. Okay, it is not possible to change or to go back to select the right path. Okay, so whatever the decision you have to make, be very careful, be wise and make the decision. So now I'll tell you about the summary of the poem. Student, please listen very carefully, as it is important to understand each and every stanza. So listen the summary of the poem. See, the poem begins with the poet describing the scene in the forest, and he was walking along the trail when he come across the path where the trail is divided into two different roads, two different paths. Okay, the forest is covered with the yellow leaves and it is the autumn season. The forest, the poet ponder, means the poet is searching, looking and thinking about both the paths which was in the front of him. Being alone, he was all alone over there. He cannot possibly be on both the road, and he has to choose only one path. Okay, now further it is still that is choosing the decision which he has to make there, and it is like a dilemma for him. He was in a dilemma, and it is rather rough to choose between the two roads. Although it is difficult choice, yet he has to make such choice because there is no any other options, because you cannot select both the things at the same time, and none of the individual can select two things at the same time. You have to take only one decision. You have to select only one thing among two. Okay, so he managed to look at it only at the point at which the path disappear among the dense growth of the trees, shrubs and other plants. After looking at the two roads, he made the selection, the second one, because the second one was justified as a choice as the first one. See, he wants to further it is told in the poem that he goes on to say that the second one is better as it is filled with grass, unlike the other path that appeared to be barren. He even infers that every individual passing through these paths must have caused the grass beneath his feet to and the second path had more grass on it than the first one. Only the firm that fact it has been less often chose by other traveler like him who must have been faced with a similar choice. Then now he's telling his feeling that he even discovered that he was walking along the forest. No other travelers has reached that point where he has started, and he was the first one to do so. So he even conclude that he would walk along the first path and some other day in the future, means not now but some other day in the future. Yet he knew that no road often led to another and then another. This possibility might never let him have the chance to come into a junction again, that and he won't be able to walk along the first path that he has refused to take. The poet, however, is not happy or satisfied with his decision of taking the second path and refusing the first one, which he has done earlier. Okay, he was just thinking that after many years, when he would reflect back about the present situation and talk about it with a sigh, perhaps with the element of regret or nostalgia will be there in his mind. He could be saying that the choice of the second road has changed his life in a positive light, and if he had not chosen it, it would have had negative implication in his life. So this was the summary of the poem. Student, please pay attention. Now I will tell you about each stanzas, and keep a pencil with your hand so that you can write the meaning of the words which is not given in your book. Okay, see the poem. The first stanza: two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. As and be one traveler, along I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Here it is, he is saying in the first underline the word yellow wood. Yellow wood means the forest with decomposing leaves. Okay, means the forest with the leaves which are wearing out, which has just fallen, and they have fallen or they are about to fall, which has just become yellow, because when leaves become yellow, when it is time has come to fall, or it is going to, means from green color to yellow color it has become. Okay, it symbolizes that what season is going on here. The season is autumn season. Okay, it is two road diverged in a yellow wood. Diverse means is given in your book itself, diverted or different ways. Means that his poet is standing on the path or the junction where he can see the two path is going. Okay, and he is a bit confused to select which path, and that's why he's saying, and sorry I could not travel both. Why he's saying sorry? Because he's just making you understand the feeling that being a single person over there, he was all alone over there, he cannot travel on the both the part. Student, is very clear that when you are alone, or anything you can say, you can take an example of it. If you're having a two chair in front of you, you cannot sit at the both the chair simultaneously. Okay, you have to select any one chair to sit. The same thing was with him. He was all alone there, and that's why he is telling sorry I could not travel both, because a single person cannot go on the both the path simultaneously. He has to make a choice, he has to select any one only. Then further he is telling, and be one traveler long I stood, means he is only one traveler over there. He was standing there at the junction, he was just gazing the road, he was just looking the road till where his eye could see, till where was having this sight, till there he can see and look down look down one as far as I could see. That was only written here. Till where he can see, able to see, till where his sight was there. Okay. To where it bent in the undergrowth. Student, underline the word here, undergrowth. Undergrowth means dense growth of plant and bushes, means the forest, the place where he was standing, it was diversed, two things, it was going into a different path, and both the path were full of the plant, herbs, shrubs and everything. It was a forest, so it is telling that to where it bent in the undergrowth, means the place where it has come, the both has path has to be diversed, has been diversed, and both path has full of the plant, trees, and it is, so that's why it is called undergrowth. Undergrowth means, in simple word, you understand, it is a forest. Okay, so students, that's all for today. I have just make you understand the first time. Just write the summary of it and send it to me. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.